This Becca? I don't know where that correlates, necessarily. Hey.
Yeah, we're just loving. Keep walking, but like this, girls, like this.
Do like a turn. 1, 2. Oh, we should probably. Are we ready?
Hold on 1 second. Ready?
Yeah. You really rear it back. You're like ready to get some momentum.
Then boys had some fun and we really tied it up kind of. Berta,
I got these guys. I think it'd be cute for.
Dear family and friends, we gather here today to witness and celebrate the journey of Chris and Courtney in marriage. With love and commitment, they have decided to live their lives as husband and wife. Together, we are the most important people in their lives, and they brought us here to recognize that, and we've all played a special part in the love they shared together. Randy, who blesses this union by presenting Courtney in marriage to Chris?
I do.
Should have said that.
Buddy, she's all yours.
Courtney and Chris. Chris's nickname was Lover Boy. We can all use this throughout the wedding this beautiful night. Loverboy is the email alias Courtney Chris Sutter, and it automatically imported into my contacts. So every email from Chris and family comes in as Loverboy. So you can tell Courtney's passionate about the Justin Timberlake room here. As most of you know, I am Courtney's brother and Chris's future brother-in-law, and have the incredible honor of officiating their beautiful wedding. Welcome to the one and only E-Ranch, and hope this weekend is as memorable for all of you as it will be for all of us and for Courtney and Chris. Courtney's life since I've been a part of Courtney's life since a month after her 4th birthday, and watched her grow through her controlling and motherly toddler phase, then into her secretive middle school years, which transitioned into high school. This is the phase where she tricked my mom into thinking she was at Starbucks on a Friday night and secretly partying with her nerdy PCS school friends. Then into college, the attitude and competitive phase where she played 4 years of college tennis and became a doctor. Not only 4 years of college tennis, but at a fantastic school at Dartmouth. And now she's standing up here at the E-Ranch with Loverboy in front of all their friends and family ready to get married. A few months ago, Courtney came to me and said, "Chris and I would like you to officiate our wedding." At first I was in a bit of shock, hesitant to respond, as this was a big role, and I was already thinking about what I wanted to say. Then after a long pause, but without any real hesitation, I said yes, because it's truly an honor of a lifetime, and I really would do anything for them. So since that fateful moment, I've been thinking about exactly what I wanted to say. Brainstorming past marriages of family and friends, I wanted to assess what the secret to a successful marriage was. I realized that you can search for this answer your entire life, but you won't find it, as everyone is unique and we all live different lives and relate to one another in different ways. Together you two will find out what makes your marriage successful. I am only here to tell you how great I think it'll be, and that you guys will create countless memories that will last forever. In the spirit of both Courtney and Chris filling out some questions for me, which came like 2 days ago, by the way, and I had a deal price in New York. It was a pretty stressful week, to be honest. I wanted to write a short poem to describe the amazing couple. So this is basically the story of their lives in a short moment here. It was the second year of residency and Courtney's big birthday night. They all went to watch roller derby until Nicole introduced Chris in close sight. Quiet and reserved, he caught Courtney's eye. And she was smitten, but it took a few years until the group ski house until they were both sharing mittens. Courtney's outgoing, driven, but can be loud and act smart. Chris is laid back, motivated, but can be a mute and act with his heart. It only took a month for Courtney to realize he was the one, and they had deeply fallen in love. The most important moment on Memorial Day in Carbondale, with Chris showing support far and above. The exciting first kiss was in the hot tub at the famous ski condo, according to Slim Jim. That's his other nickname, aka Chris. Courtney's most memorable kiss on the porch in Carbondale the night before the wedding of Becca and Fisk. The relationship developed, and then it was a snowy, beautiful day, a cross-country outing for the couple, and Chris had a surprise coming her way. After a long day of excitement, it was time for Chris to ask. Courtney obviously said yes, and we're here at the ranch at last. Now that fairy tale moment is complete, it's time for a few words of advice from me. Don't take one another for granted and be the best husband and wife you can be. Believe in one another and give all yourself every single day. The pain of not communicating outweighs anything you have to say. Life is full of challenges and takes a lot of effort to make marriage succeed. Today marks the beginning of your journey together. Both of you need to take the lead. From now going forward, create countless memories and do it fast. I'm sorry that Wolf Lily dominates you in fantasy football and puts mile-high ballers in last. With all my love and support, you guys make a fantastic team. Leave this weekend as one mind, ready to conquer your dreams. Chris and Courtney, you're here today to take each other to be husband and wife, to live together in marriage. You will love each other, comfort each other, honor and keep each other in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, you will be faithful to each other for as long as you both shall live. Will all of you gathered here today do all in your power to uphold Chris and Courtney in their marriage?
We do.
Official titles we will, but I'd rather have the shouting. On this day, Chris and Courtney would also like to remember those who are not here with us, particularly Diane Smalling, Courtney's mother. Her overwhelming compassion and love is here with this couple today to sustain them through their journey of marriage. Courtney, will you now light this candle in honor of your mother? In addition, the couple would also like to remember their grandparents. Sorry, I didn't memorize this, so you can understand it. In addition, the couple would like to also remember their grandparents, old Buddy and Barbara McConnell, and Gilbert and Mary Sutter, Chris's grandparents, as well as Boompa and Reezy Smalley, and Chick and Grandpa Miller, Courtney's grandparents. Chris, will you now light this candle in honor of our families? Courtney and Chris, the vows that you are about to make are a way to share your love and commitment to each other. These vows are your way of openly declaring your promise to one another, as well as to all those who are here in attendance today. Courtney, you may start. Chris.
Chris, today, today I give myself to you in marriage. I promise to encourage and inspire you, to laugh with you, and to comfort you in times of sorrow and struggle. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard. I promise to respect you and to always hold you in the highest regard. These things I give to you today and all the days of my life.
Now, Chris, it's your turn.
Courtney, today I give myself to you in marriage. I promise to encourage and inspire you, to laugh with you, and to comfort you in times of sorrow and struggle. I promise to love you in good times and in bad, when life seems easy and when it seems hard. I promise to respect you and to always hold you in highest regard. These things I give to you today and all the days of our lives.
Courtney and Chris will now exchange rings to symbolize their commitment. As you exchange these rings, let them always remind you of your vow to love. Be faithful and never give up on one another. Chris, please take Courtney's hand and repeat these words. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a sign of my love and faithfulness.
as a sign of my love and faithfulness
For today and tomorrow and for all the days to come.
for today and tomorrow and all the days to come.
Wear it as a symbol of my promise to be with you.
Wear it as a symbol of my promise to be with you
For as long as I live.
for as long as I live.
Courtney, please take Chris's hand and repeat these words. I give give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
I give you this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness.
For today and tomorrow and for all the days to come.
For today and tomorrow and all the days to come.
Where it is a symbol of my promise to be with you.
Where it is a symbol of my promise to be with you.
Courtney and Chris, you have professed your love by exchanging your vows. You have symbolized your commitment by exchanging rings. Courtney, do you take Chris to be your husband, to live together in marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor him, keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? Loverboy. So you take this Courtney to be your wife, to live together in marriage. You promise to love her, comfort her, honor her, keep her in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live.
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Chris, you may kiss the bride. All right. Living up that true nickname. It's my great honor to be the first to present you Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Sutter.
Yes.
That's like kind of typical Midwest.
The best doctors west of the Mississippi River, the most attractive couple in the history of the world, Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Sutter. Who is finally able to relax, for he is married off every...
Hey, Dan, we're going to come practice a wedding. I said, we're kidding you? We didn't practice. This is my fourth wedding in 2 years. I only had to pay for 3. So, but the rehearsal dinner for the fourth was murder. So, you know, every parent's dream is to have their... Sorry. I'm going to steal a line from my dad. I get choked up at gas station grand openings. So. Anyway, every parent's dream is to have their daughter marry a doctor. And I woke up this morning and said, wait a minute, she is a doctor. How exciting, huh? And I think the Sutters feel the same way. They said the same thing. I want my son to marry a doctor. So we got 2 big-time winners on the doctor marrying side. And they are really a great couple and really made for each other. When I first met Chris, I was impressed. I said, you know, I've really struck it rich in the son-in-law thing. Man, I just hit the trifecta. So anyway, thank you. I'm going to try and get through this so I get totally choked up. It's wonderful for you all to be here. This is a very exciting day in my life. Sorry. And remember that a party is only as good as the people who are here. And I can tell this will be an awesome party. Thank you very much.
nice celebrating this wonderful union between this family, the Smalleys that I just met and I feel like I'm a part of already, and then the Sutters, who I feel like I've known my entire life. So I've had the pleasure of knowing Christopher Sutter for many years, ever since I was a wee lad growing up in Ireland. In Ireland, there's many traditions when it comes to weddings. Probably the one that's most important is thus: the best man's speech can actually take no longer than the time it takes for the groom to make love. So, time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, just a wee Irish jest. There actually is a real, honest to God, Irish tradition regarding the best man's speech. Jamie, could you fill them up with a pint of Guinness, please? So in Ireland, if the best man's speech is able to represent all three facets of the Claddagh, it's thought to bring good luck to the newlywed couple. So for those of you unaware, the Irish Claddagh is a traditional Irish wedding symbol. It's two hands holding a heart with a crown on top. This is thought to represent the three facets of a strong marriage: love, friendship, and loyalty. So dearest Courtney, I'm going to do my best to address a story to you that hits upon all three of these for good luck, my love. So number one, the first facet of the Claddagh are two hands. Obviously, two hands coming together represents friendship. So we're going to go way back, and I'm going to tell you a story about true friendship. So when I was a wee lad growing up in my home country of Ireland, my father and my mother, they owned this little tiny pub in this little tiny village called Clare, about 20 or 30 kilometers from County Clare. So when I was growing up, after school, I spent summer times cleaning up after the pub. But most of the time, I was cleaning up after the goats because, we had a bit of a goat farm. But one day, when I was a wee lad of 12 years old, there I am. I'm in the barn, and I'm milking the goats. All of a sudden, I hear this huge ruckus, this squealing of tires. There's a huge bang. I run out of the barn, and what do I see? I see this poor family of Yankees. They slipped off the road, drove right through the effing fence of the goats, and obviously by now you're maybe guessing, this was Christopher Sutter, his sister Annie, she was a wee lassie at the time, and his poor mom and dad. And he lost control of the car, drove right through the fence. They were in the middle of this driving tour through Ireland at the time. Well, so my mom and dad, they owned not only the only pub in town, but had the only spare bedroom in the entire town. And being a small village, it was going to take about 5 days before the car could get repaired. And his dad threw up the axle right effing through it. Well, this was a wee blessing in disguise because Sutter and I, we spent 5 days together. And I have to say, we became best mates. Courtney, my point is this: no matter where you are in the world, or in life itself, when you actually realize when you meet your run through love, or in my case, the best friend, in your case, your soulmate, take some time, but when you realize it, you never forget that moment. So that's point number one. Point number two. So this is the heart. So the heart, this actually represents love, obviously. But more importantly, this represents love as a full circle. So continuing on with my friendship with Christopher Sutter, for a couple of years, we stayed in touch writing letters. This is well before Facebook. So we were writing letters by hand. Well, we fell out of touch. By the time I was 18, moved to the United States of America with my mom and dad. We had unfortunately fallen completely out of touch. So I go to university at University of Michigan. That's right. Sorry, Uncle Larry. Oh, Ron, I can't fucking. So then I graduated. I traveled the world. After some time, I come back and I'm talking to my mates from uni, and I'm all set to go to medical school in Detroit. And this dude, Adam Boyd, God rest his soul, he ain't dead, but rest his soul anyways. He says to me, "Oi, me mates, Christopher Sutter. He's from Leland, wherever the F that is. So he's going to medical school in Detroit as well. You could look him up." Well, obviously it was the same. It wanted the same Christopher Sutter, and all of a sudden he and I were reunited. We were best mates again. The world was complete. My point is this. represent friendship, and the hearts represent love and life coming together. Now we get to the best part. This would be the crown of the Claddagh, which represents loyalty. Before we can talk about loyalty with Chris Sutter, we have to talk about his intensity. If any bastards ever met Chris, you know he's the most intense motherfucker in the world. He's my life gal, a guy who's all in. For example, exercise, very important in the Sutter family. This guy, you know, some people go for a run, go for a bike ride. This guy, he goes for a 100-mile trek on an effing whim. One day, we're in medical school, I'm having breakfast, I'm having a Guinness for morning breakfast, you know, and he calls me up and he says to me, "Yo, Kelly, he thinks I'm going to go sign up for the Detroit Marathon." I said, "Sutter, I haven't mad. It's in a week. You ain't been training." But he shrugs his shoulders as he usually does. He goes and runs 20 miles just like that. A couple hours later, this bastard, he's just drinking multiple bites of strawberry jelly to replenish the sugar in his body. So he survived that run. More importantly, 5 days later, he goes and he runs the Detroit Marathon. He runs it so intensely, so fast. He's the first native of Detroit to finish the race. He wins $150 from a plaque. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. So we all know he's an intense athlete. But do you know his work ethic? So this bastard, you know, in medical school, you go and you study 8 hours in a row. You go to bed. This guy, so he goes to the library. He has an Nalgene bottle the size of fucking Campbell. He's got a big jug of rice and beans. Then he'll go and he will study for 42 hours in a row. He'll set his alarm, take a nap for 2 hours, keep on trucking. He's quite intense. So, you know, he's intense when it comes to, you know, athletics, intense when it comes to studying. But for those of you who ever had a pint with Mr. Sutter, there's no such thing as one pint. This guy, he's an intense partier, if you know what I'm saying. So, there's Courtney. He's an intense partier. He's got one hell of a work ethic, and he's pretty athletic. But even more so, Courtney, he's an intense friend. He will be at your side no matter what. You know, it could be his bachelor party. You can, maybe drink too much because physical over there just forcing a bottle of vodka in your mouth. You can be the drunk bastard who just blacks out and wanders out of the club and get blacked out and no one knows where you are. You can be wandering on a highway 2 hours outside Vegas. Sutter will find you, he'll party all around you. He'll have to carry you all the way back to safety. He's that kind of guy. So, dearest Courtney, we talked about the 3 facets of a good marriage: love, friendship, loyalty. My point is this: Christopher Sutter, the most loyal guy in the world. And Courtney, I've known you for maybe 72 hours. But you know what, my love? I feel like I've known you for ever since Christopher Sutter started, you know, pining after this chick, this very attractive ER doctor that had him all hot and bothered. Hey, Courtney, I've known for 2 years how he talks about you. In the last 3 days, I see how he looks at you. And honey, you truly complete him. Chris, Courtney, I love you with all my heart. It is an honor to be up here in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I fucking forgot to drink. Please join me in an Irish blessing as I say launch it to my 2 best friends. Cheers.
This girl can tie one on, okay? Like, she is the life of the party, okay? So, I really think that Courtney embodies a lot of the same qualities of my late, very amazing mother, Diane. So, just like Mom, Courtney, you have that traveling bug, and you are always so excited to try something new. You're the first person to jump on it. You are fiercely protective of the people you love. Yet you have that fly by the seat of your pants, roll with the punches kind of attitude towards life and work, and I so envy that, and I just think that's amazing. So I think that you embody all those qualities of Mom. You are always the first person I call whenever I need advice on anything. And I'm pretty sure I call you at least once a day just to check in. I don't know why I do it, but just gotta check in. Just be like, hey, I'm okay. Don't even know if you care if I'm okay, but I'm okay. So, you're my big sister. So you keep a watchful eye over me. So I live in Denver now, but before I moved to Denver, the last time Courtney and I lived in the same city was 1997. The 90s, yeah. Long time ago, okay? Yeah, so Courtney was like this really cool Birkenstock wearing, Dave Matthews Band loving senior in high school. Like she was really cool. And I was a really annoying 6th grader, and she thought I was really annoying, and we had nothing in common, and I'm pretty sure she wanted to kill me half the time. So it was really cool a year and a half ago when my husband and I moved to Denver, because my sister and I got to be in the same place again. So we moved to the big city. It was a little scary, a little overwhelming. We were kind of in culture shock. And Courtney and Chris totally came to our rescue. They became our city tour guides, our favorite drinking buddies, and our absolute bestest friends. We have had way too many nights where we cook dinner and drink too much. We've had many brunches, football games, and then of course, raising puppies together. So I don't know if any of you know Crosby and Grisabella. But Crosby and Grisabella are obsessed with each other. They can't be separated. And when we can separate them, they get so depressed. Like, they sulk, and I feel like that's just like Courtney and I. Like, we separate, we can't handle it. So the highlight of living in Denver has been seeing Courtney and Chris fall in love. And it has just been such an honor to see you guys fall in love, get engaged, plan a wedding, take boards, which let's not do that again, I'm over that, okay? But it has been just so amazing to see you guys' life unfold together. And I just don't think that God could have put two people together so perfectly. You've got Chris, who's so thoughtful, so sweet, organized, pensive, and kind. And on the other end of the spectrum, you've got Courtney. She's laid back, she's kind of a mess. Has anyone ever been to her apartment? Pretty messy. She's free-spirited, but she's so fiercely loving. And together, they make the most ultimate dynamic duo. So what makes me so excited is this wedding, this weekend is like so incredible. Like, can just please never end. But it will, because that's life. And after this weekend, we'll go back to Denver, and life will go on, and I get to continue to see you guys' life unfold together, and I feel so grateful for that, because I love you guys so much. You guys are my bestest friends. So I didn't bring my glass of champagne up here because I was so nervous I was shaking. But let's raise my imaginary glass and all of your glasses to this amazing, beautiful, wonderful couple, Courtney and Chris. And I wish you endless years of love, laughter, and bliss.
She couldn't say Carrie when I was a little kid, and that's traumatizing. Dobby. D-O-B-B-Y. Courtney called me Dobby, then Dad called me Dobby, then Mom called me Dobby, the whole crew called me Dobby. I am Courtney's youngest sister by quite possibly 16 months. Mom had Courtney, surprised Dad with the I'm pregnant again. So first, I'm very honored to be standing here on behalf of Courtney and Chris. I'd first like to thank my dad, Randy Smalling. I want to thank you for throwing this party tonight, for letting us, do snow machines and anything else that would make your daughter happy, obviously. But I also want to thank you for being such a good dad to your 3 daughters on their weddings, because God only knows it's difficult to be really good through all those processes, and we really appreciate that. Since Mom left, you've just been the most amazing dad and mom, and we really appreciate that. We talk about it every day, so I love you very, very, very much. Some of you may know that my husband Jake, also known as Big Jake, we got married here too, and we married here about 2 years ago with some of the same people. And I think that when you enter into this little epic club we call marriage, two of the things that stick out to me are family and tradition, and obviously that's really evident here tonight. Courtney and Chris's amazing family, not just the biological family, but the friends they've created. These friends that have come so far to witness the tradition of marriage again here at the E-Ranch. You know, the sibling crew we have, it consists of Fist Bigger, Becca Smalley Bigger, Ursula Smalley, Randall Smalley, Jake Down. We kind of always wondered who the number 8 was going to be. You know, Ursi and me and Jake and Randall kind of met at the same time. Fisk and Beck had been together since they were kids. So there was always 6 of us, and there was Court. Peasley was number 8. Peasley's Courtney's best friend. But I have to be honest, there were many times we wondered who the 8 would be, and thought about it, talked about it, and was hoping he'd be cool. Well, here we go. When Chris entered the picture, it was a unanimous yes, because Chris likes to rage. That is the bottom line. Everybody in this tent knows it. Chris loves to be in a situation and rage and be happy, and if you hang out with the rest of us, that's exactly what we like to do. I really thought about tonight what I could touch on upon Chris, and I met Chris one day. Courtney was like, I'm into this guy, and then the next day I met him, he was in my delivery room at the Aspen Valley Hospital. So in true Smalley family tradition, or fashion, excuse me, Chris entered this family in dramatic circumstances. And it's not an understatement that the Smalleys are dramatic in many ways. I literally met Chris, I said, you're cool, and then like I was birthing little Jake, and Chris was like there, and I was breastfeeding, and my whole family was there, as they always are, and Chris was there too. And I was like, well, this is serious. I mean, you know, there he is. And in unfortunate circumstances, there was little Jake decided to fly to Denver and do some stuff that made me stressed out. And for 9 days in a place that was really hard for me and my husband and my family and my dad, Chris showed up every day. He showed up in the morning and he showed up at night, and he checked in on my new son, who was doing something very odd. And it was hard. It was a hard time in my family, and Chris was there, and it was kind of an amazing feeling to just see this guy that I didn't even have to wait for Chris to propose, because I knew he would, because I knew those two were going to be together for life. And I feel really blessed to have another brother to add, the number 8. You were the perfect number 8. And by the way, you know if you weren't, we would tell you. The last thing I'm going to say is, and I'm going to read this, I think, from my script, because I thought about how to say this properly. Today we honor the memory of Court's mom, our mother, the epic Mama Smalls. I am a new parent myself, so children do have a little bit of new meaning to me, and I know that when children find true love, parents find joy. And I know Mom's here in this beautiful place, but the biggest smile on her face, Court. I'm confident and can say without hesitation, Court, that Mom, I don't need actually this, that Mom actually set this up. Mom left the world and Chris came in, and I believe without a doubt in my mind that that's how life works. And she's so happy right now. She's the reason you met him, was the reason you're in his life, and I think that makes us all feel really good here tonight. So, I love you all. I'm very, 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 very happy that you all are here at this E-Ranch that Dad has created, and let's just have a really good time and raise my glass to my epic sister, the doctor. I know Chris, I know they were thinking going back and forth, would we enter as doctors or not? If I did the doctor thing, I would definitely be up here calling myself doctor. Instead, I'm not, so let's cheers to the docs. To the best people I know. I'm so happy for you. Long live, great life, epic adventures. Let's rage.
We're all pretty excited.
excited that it's been 32 years in the making, but we're finally gathered here at this wonderful ranch for this ceremonious occasion. So I'd like to thank the Smalleys for all their generosity and time into their wedding. So my brother and I were pretty close growing up, and I feel like I know him pretty well, and I know a lot of his positive qualities. But since you all might not know him as well as I do, I feel like it's my sisterly duty to share some of these things with you, as well as some of the compliments that strangers have paid to him, and some of my friends have paid to him once they've met him. So I'm just going to run you through a list of all of those things. Exhibit A, his good looks. Wow, he's hot. He looks just like Justin Timberlake. Exhibit B, his athletic prowess. Dang, your brother ran a 2:40 marathon? That's flying. Exhibit C, his intellect. Man, he's a doctor? So he must be really smart, right? Exhibit D, his wit and sense of humor. Man, your brother's funny. He has impeccable timing and refreshing wit. Exhibit E, and I hope you all get to see this later tonight, his rhythm. Right? Amazing. Your brother really knows how to cut a rug on the dance floor, especially when Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch and Montel Jordan are playing. All right, I look forward to it. And finally, Exhibit F, his generosity. He cut off 10 inches of his hair and donated it to Locks of Love to make a wig for a child struggling with cancer. As you can see, my brother is a museum of attractive qualities. But as powerful as they are, he wouldn't be human if he didn't have a few negative qualities as well. And I'm only going to focus on one of those, and that one quality is indecision. It takes my brother a long time to make decisions. But as I was writing this speech, I kind of had a revelation, and I realized that perhaps what I mistake as indecision is actually patience, which has led him here to this moment with this wonderful woman, Courtney. So I think that it's paid off in the end. I'm grateful for his patience and for his realization that the best things in life are worth waiting for, in this case, a life partner. And I think that all we ever really want for the people that we love is happiness. And every time I'm around Chris and Courtney, I just see it radiating off of both of them. No pun intended, he is a radiologist. So I welcome Courtney into the Sutter Collective with open arms. And I too neglected to bring a glass of alcohol up here with me, but let's raise our glasses to Chris, Courtney, and patience. Cheers.
And unfortunately, my name is in kind of a small font. I thought it could have been a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's like everybody else's here. And the reason why it needed to be a little bit bigger is because all of this, well, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for me. I continue to be clutch. So it was a couple years ago, and Chris called me, and he was just whimpering on the other line. Just all shaken up and disheveled. And he was going on and on about how he had fallen for this lovely girl, Courtney, and how he thought they had connected, really made a great connection. And he sent her, I think it was 3 texts, and days went by, and she didn't reply to these texts, just left him hanging. Left him hanging. And he's like, I must have messed it up. I must have, somehow fumbled it. I think he even said, as I always do. And I was kind of thinking in my head, yeah, 3 strikes and you're out, buddy. Live to fight another day. And then the inner basketball coach in me took over. And I said, Sutter, you're gonna grab that cell phone, you're gonna punch those keys, and you're gonna keep doing it. And you're gonna text that woman until you get a reply. Even if it's negative. You see, I don't have Justin Timberlake good looks, so I'm used to having to fight for these sorts of things. And obviously, just like a star player on my basketball team, he executed flawlessly, as evidenced by this lovely engagement tonight. And before I give up the mic, I have a quick story about Courtney. So, obviously, Chris continued to text, and his determination worked out. And I was thrilled to hear that it worked for him, and that they were together. But I think a year passed, and we just heard stories about Courtney. Annie was could not wait to meet this woman, and neither could I. And she arrived in Michigan. And we picked her up at the airport, and she charmed us instantly. I mean, we instantly fell in love with her. She was fantastic. But there's a but. I was a little bit nervous. First of all, would she laugh at my jokes? And she did that and continues to do that, which is amazing. It just builds my self-esteem so much. So please keep that up. But more importantly, it was summertime in Michigan, and when outsiders come to Michigan, we always take them down to the lake. It's our true pride and joy as Michiganders. And we took her to Good Harbor in Leland, outside of Leland, and we were there on the beach, and I looked at Courtney and I was like, so you're going to go in, and this is like the true test, because if she doesn't go in the lake, we're all going to be disappointed, and I don't know if this thing is going to work out. And she looked at me with a steely gaze and was like, sure. I couldn't believe it. And before I knew it, she had her toes in the water and then fully took the plunge in the water, no problem. And I looked at Chris and I was like, oh yeah, she's a keeper there. That one. So here's to Chris and Courtney, and here's to taking the plunge. Glasses.
Soccer team, the Leland soccer team. Sloppy, long-haired, headed guy. Yeah! Everybody that was friends of mine that I went to high school with absolutely hated soccer. He was good on the soccer field. He was kind of cute, had that bushy little sock hair that everybody wanted. For some reason, yeah, whatever, Ben. But somewhere out of that rivalry became an amazing friendship that I can barely describe to most of you in this room. And a lot of you know exactly how it feels and exactly what it is. It's a love that comes from where you were from and the people you grew up with and the bond that you get with every single person you met and the connection you get. And for some reason, somehow, the connection I've had with this guy in northern Michigan has transpired out to Colorado. I don't know how. But between spring breaks with the Biggs and sisters, not really wanting us there, now it's there. Everybody else having a good time, drinking Goldschlager in parking lots in Boulder, Colorado, having a lot of fun. And anyway, Sutter, I never ever got you. You were the most confusing guy I ever met. I always loved you with all my heart. I just never got it. I met Courtney last week, or actually several months ago at the engagement party. And since I have, I finally figured you out. She's what you needed. You've been a friend, a mentor, and a rock to most of us here for the your entire life. You don't even know what you've done to us. And I can't thank you enough. And Courtney, we love you to death as well. And this guy, I love you both.
All right.
I know everyone's tired of speeches. I can see it in everyone's eyes. I'm going to keep this really short. Obviously, I had a more honorable duty today, being efficient, but I did learn from the other speeches, and I brought a drink, which will be good when we toast. No, I just want to very quickly thank everyone for coming. Obviously, my father and the Sutters for putting on this fantastic wedding. I do want to thank, obviously you figured out the family by now, but I have 3 sisters. I'm the only boy. Becca and Carrie did a fantastic job describing some of the qualities of Courtney and, what she means to the family. I thought a lot of those comments were really true to my heart as well, and it was pretty emotional. So they did a great job tonight. But focusing, and as well as Annie as well, you had a great speech. I really enjoyed your speech. But, for me, very quickly, the only takeaway I have from that's important that we didn't cover through this whole process is that he sent me, they prepared questions for each other, as I said earlier, and then they sent them to me, separately answered. So I got to view this couple, right, my sister and, her husband, sending me questions where they were answering the same questions. And I have to tell you, the answers are really, really funny because the similarities are almost ironic. I mean, the detail on both accounts and the matching detail. So I'm going to share those questions with you. But because I want to get on the dance floor and drink some beers, I'm not going to do it tonight. So I'm actually going to send it to you individually, because I know Courtney's actually a very private person. She doesn't like all this attention. But thank you guys again, and I just want to let you know, Chris, it's been a very short time of physical gatherings that we've gotten to spend time together, but in a very short period, these guys from Michigan wrapped it up. We all felt like we knew each other for years, and it's the same way I feel about you. You are a part of this group, and it's amazing to have you as part of the 8, and you're marrying an unbelievable sister. She's the leader of the clan and the most important person in the Smalley family. So don't forget that, and you have my approval. And last comment that I have to make. I have to do this because I think it's so important. When you go to bed at night, never go to bed angry, because I've learned this over my marriage. And we actually, when we went on our honeymoon, came up with a ritual. So when you go on your honeymoon, come up with something that you can always do before you go to bed that will always negate fights. And this is a very token statement, but happy wife, happy life.
We just have a couple things to say before we carry. Courtney and I are so fortunate to have all of you in our lives, all of your love and support. We appreciate it so much that you traveled and made the effort to come out here. Hopefully you've been enjoying your few days here and you're enjoying this awesome event here at the E-Ranch tonight. Just a couple people that we specifically want to thank. Jen Bruno Harding, who hopefully is around. But Jen and the Caribou staff have pretty much been thinking about this event from the very beginning and have been integral to all the logistical things that have needed to take place. So thank you very much, Jen. Carrie, where's Carrie? I would actually like Carrie to kind of come forward, because Carrie and I, when I was thinking about potentially proposing to Courtney. Carrie actually made the comment to me, like, if you ever wanted to buy a piece of jewelry for Courtney, you should talk to me. And I did, shortly thereafter. And, you know...
Yeah, I'd like to be involved in that, for sure.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well. Carrie is like the creative inspiration behind this event this evening. So like, look around. I mean, this is amazing. And the thing about Carrie that, you know, anyone can maybe initially understand or like me struggle to understand, but not really struggle that hard, is that like, if Carrie takes something on, it is full on. She is just so committed to it. Be it her son here, her husband over there, Big Jake, her family, this event. I mean, it's like full on. And, you know, we really can't thank you enough. Courtney is like so fortunate to be your sister, and I am so pumped to be with her.
Thank you so much. And again, it's Mama Smalls. So, it's our spirit.
Yeah, so cheers to Carrie.
Times 100.
Really high. And and finally, Randy, there you are. Randy has been so welcoming to me into the Smalley family, which is a pretty strong family, and just so supportive of Courtney and I from the very beginning. And I'm just so excited to bring the Sutters and my whole family together with your family, and to just have so many more exciting events from this day forward. So. And now, I mean, what else is there left to do, right? Just fucking party. I'm so in love with Courtney, and this is the best day of my life.
No, the mic doesn't work for you guys, so come in closer if you can't hear us. All right. Just yell. Can you hear me now? All right. Everybody, I'm Rachel. I'm Courtney's super best friend. And I don't want this to be competitive because by nature we're all a little competitive in the medical field, but I was her study partner in medical school. We shared tons and tons of memories together. We've traveled. We've taken naps under tables in the middle of finals. We've done an incredible amount together. And I've only met Chris once, and it was at Peasley's wedding. And it just totally makes sense, and I'm really happy for her and Chris. And I think that you guys are absolutely perfect for each other. So congratulations. I also... So you do your part and then we'll do this. All right, so I'm Allison Gauthier, aka Peasley. And Courtney and I met in med school as well. We actually met in med school. We bonded in a bathroom in an airport, and then solidified our friendship on porches with wine. That's how we became us. And she'll tell you, I'll tell you, we have had parallels through our life that really are kind of ironic and eerie at times. We both lost a parent within 2 months of each other. We both got engaged within 48 hours of each other, and now we're getting married within 3 months of each other. So it's, you look to find a best friend that's gonna like carry you through life, and Courtney and I have definitely been that for each other. And then Chris kind of came in. And I will tell you that I, kind of heard about Chris, and I was like, yeah, he sounds pretty cool. But Courtney's my best friend, and, whatever, we're going to hang out a bunch, and that'll be fine. And we went on my first ever backpacking trip for her birthday. And that's when, we spent a lot of time talking about our men. And I actually left my jacket at the top of the mountain, and we were almost down, and I'm not used to the altitude. And Courtney, like a best friend, trooped all the way back up, got the jacket. And luckily I didn't freeze that night because of her. But we, walking out, started talking about how she had just met his family. And things had drastically changed when she was talking about Chris. And I knew that this was it. And that I was so excited for her. But I have to tell you, Chris, girls' weekend trips are pretty legitimate here. And Rhea Pell and I wanted to get together and give you some advice because these trips are going to continue. And the first piece of advice for girls' weekends, just know that they're going to happen yearly. And they're going to be planned by Courtney and myself. So we'll be stressed when we plan them.
I have a script. So you'll get scripts from Peasley. But so the first thing you need to know is that there will be dance parties. So you need to be prepared to dance.
Especially after wine. Another thing about girls' weekend trips, we like to take pictures at every statue that we just walk by. So you need to be ready for that. Awkward moment pictures are some of our favorites. Hold on. I think, yeah. Usually the problem with girls' weekend trips is that we like
everyone's
to all
talking
like to
at the
same
Time's out.
Yeah, at the
Time's
same
out.
time, and you're kind of involved with every
finger.
single conversation.
Get used to the finger. Yeah. The finger. You know that something honest is gonna come once you see the finger, and that's a good thing.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Time's out.
Time's out. So. And then lastly, we know that sometimes advice is better in a metaphor. You can kind of get your head around that. And we know that the Smalley family is a huge car family, so we wanted to bring in a metaphor about a car and a garage.
Okay.
So Chris, you're the car.
That's my part.
I know. And Courtney, you're the garage. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. So Chris, you're a wonderful car. You're like the top model car. And you go out cruising in the Colorado mountains and you go on these glorious drives and you have a great time. But every night you come home to the garage and you park in the garage.
And all is well.
It's your part.
No. But maybe, after like 1,000 trips to the garage, you're thinking, I kind of like the outdoors. And I want to be outside. I think I'm going to look for a carport. That's not a good idea. Stick to the garage. Courtney, you're the garage. Right? You're the garage in this metaphor. Every night, the car comes home, parks in your garage, and sometimes he comes a little fast. You gotta slow him down. Sometimes he comes in and all of his 4 tires go flat. But every night, the car comes home to the garage, and all is well. Until maybe some night you're thinking, I kind of want a new car. I need a full engine, maybe something better fuel economy. Maybe I need to upgrade. No, that is not a good idea. We just wanted to wish you guys all the best. We're super excited for you. Congratulations.
As just wanting to tell the ladies, Dad sort of touched on it. Tomorrow, the wedding's going to be amazing. Please feel free to come to the ceremony in shoes that are awesomely comfortable and good for snow, because what we'd like for traction, as my father said, what we'd like is for you all to be at the ceremony in your coats and your shoes. The ceremony's going to be so beautiful. Heels are amazing, but we'll put them on in the main house. So everybody, please all you women, if you have really amazing heels, which I know some of you do, like Dad says, funky shoes, just know that at the ceremony it would be really great if, you might want to be in snowshoes. I just wanted to say that, so. A lot of love.
What we give you is part of this. We love you. And we give you us. It's just, we give you us.
You're good too, man. Good one, Minnie. Pass the great hard time. Pass the line. Big hug.
I might get a jacket.
I like that.
I had a lot of things epic to say when I was back in Michigan, and I had a lot of thoughts in my mind, and it's been a long 2 days. And I want to make this short because Nell's made it so long. He's always explained things in a way that by the end you're not listening anymore. I'm sorry. I do want to touch on Nell's. I've seen many emails and many texts today about people who have sent their thoughts and their feelings out to Nell's, and for the first time in my life, I'm going to speak on his behalf and say that nobody needs to worry about him. He's happy, he's feeling great, and everybody just needs to have a good time. All right? Can I speak for you on that? All right. And like I said, I had a lot of things that I was going to go over, but Nels took all my time. And I just want to say that, like everyone alluded to earlier, Sut has been so close with us. He's been such a prominent figure in our lives. He's helped us when we were awry to right ourselves. And I know everyone's looking for a punchline. I don't have one. But I do want to say, Sut, that thanks for being the person you've always been in our lives. I know that we've been a person in your lives also. But on a real serious note, not a funny note, it's just none of us could even be who we are without you in our lives. I have one piece of advice, is that basically the best way to remember your anniversary is to forget it one time. Don't forget it twice.